Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 31st of March 2025. Grab your morning beverage and welcome to the stream. Today we'll be ramping up our delves to tier 11, seeing if we can push through and get ourselves some even better rewards. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. Hope we're all doing well today. It's the start of the week. You take it steady, get yourselves through, keep hydrated. You've got this. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. A nice time on Mother's Day with your families and your mothers, of course. Most of mine out visiting my grandmother before making a big old Sunday dinner for mine at home. Most of the day, but it was still nice. A little groggy still, but we'll do alright. Oh, right. What Bountifuls have we got then? We've got the Earthcrawl Mines. We have got Mycomancer Cavern, Cursed Mushroom People. The Spiral Weave again. That's the third week in a row. And then we've got Side Street Sluice. The newer ones I don't mind being on repeat, but Spiral Weave to happen again seems a bit odd. In any case, let's get ourselves flying over and giving him a go. Time to make food buffs, probably. That's alright, I've got a portable pot. We'll do it when we get there.
Our
Make some meat and potatoes.
Tools behind when the Neurobeans attacked.
Don't mind me, Edelgon. Also continued on the evening streams last week of trying to push through Kill Night. That last stream on the Friday, I could not get through the 4th level on the hardest difficulty. You just literally stuck there. But I know it's doable because I got I needed to finish off 2 enemies. I was right there. I just beefed it at the last second. Certainly doable. No, alright. Meat and potatoes. Just need some portion steak. I need to go buy some more other bits and bobs, but should be alright. We'll craft these until the number no longer goes up. Casually chucked together over 100 steaks. Okay, that's about all we can get at the moment. Apart from making some terrible mistakes and falling off things, I'm not too worried about crafting these into the hearty version. We'll see as we get into it. Might end up getting bodied about the place. But I believe the hearty version's 3 at a time, right? No? Can make a big one. Where's that hearty version? Nah, there we go. Oh, it takes 5, not 3. Damn. Oh, we have enough there for that. Have a good old nibble. Very heavy breakfast, meat and potatoes, but you know. It was more stewy. Soupy, I reckon it'd be more doable. And they turn it down. Oh, pointless old ice crown crystal on. I've never gone and got a better one. It's something. Alright, all the way down. Quite 658. We're on 6.5, so not horrendously far off. Hatcheries for Nemesis, Coffer, and can loot 3 gilded stashes weekly. Okay. There's technically no reason to do the 4th one on tier 11, but we'll see how we go. Right, you Bran. Glad to see you. We've got a group of weakened miners stranded up ahead. Oh, we've got the elite copying one rather than the cola. That's fine. We'll see how that goes. I haven't done this one many times, but it's mainly don't get hit by the cart. Right, Brant, let's get into it. Now, speaking thereof. There we go. You just keep getting battered on the tracks. Can you see? Oh, bad. It's not outright doing me. We need to move. We need to get out of this little tunnel. It's working for getting him hit by the carts. Oh my god. Oh, now we have our own little pet Benubian.
I need to get closer.
Chucking your webs about. We don't want it.
Summon the Rubians. Don't stand in them.
There's 2 copies, but we've only got 1 at the moment. It has to be elite enemies, I suppose.
Too far away.
So we should get another one fighting this dude. No madness for you. Keep them locked up. Eternal flame up and going. To get some damage. The main thing about tier 11 right now, it just seems tankiness, especially for the elite ones. Doable. Just going to take a wee bit of time. It's alright, that's the trade-off. We did some upgrades. Our last one last week. But most of my valet. There's the first one.
I'm out of room.
It's even these are tanking.
I need to get closer. Too far away.
It just drops a big old pile right in front of me. That's not very nice. Old pile there. Captain just casually minded some more.
I don't have a target.
I know, Bran, always looking out for me. And then I don't listen. To get the come here. like having a big Nerubian follow us around. It's nice. Just again, it said there should be 2. Where's the other one? There is another one in there somewhere.
It's too
Yeah,
far
just
away.
much smaller. I can't tell just how much DPS that necessarily is, but it doesn't look like they're casting any of their moves at all, which would probably be broken to some extent, depending on what elites you found. No. Oh, Brand's little dispel was a rope. I've never noticed that before. I've done plenty of delves now. Never noticed that he just shoots a rope. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, the emergency kit had to come out. I didn't deal with the dot. That was the problem. Come on, wake up, Ara. Wake up.
Hang in there. Oh, don't go dying on me. Let's keep a strategy.
It's not grabbing the health potions in time and being lazy about it. You know, maybe it would be good to have the hearty food. That's not even that far in. Let's do so. Oh, sorry, Bran, I missed your campfire. It's alright. There we go. I got all those enchantments as well to kind of take the edge off of stuff. But could have repentance the other big one as well. I didn't think I'd need to yet. But that's what I get for not rushing for the potion straight away when there was that many going on. I think also because those spitters are just dropping webs right at his feet, that's proving to be a problem. Right, pull him round and out of the way. This time, don't let the dot hit me. It's probably the main thing that did me in was the dot. There we go. That should be alright. And there's one of the underpin dudes over there. That should be alright as well. Keep on top of the potions. Some bits and bobs from folks playing the current PTR, the next 0.5 patch. Well, I haven't looked too deeply into it myself yet, mainly just to avoid spoiling myself on the eventual content. I know what's coming, I just don't know the exact specifics, but the Dastardly Duo pseudo boss rush thing seems to be doing okay. Folks seem to like it. Horrific Visions people are very excited about. As someone who missed them the first time, as I said before, eager to see what they've done, but I saw a couple of video thumbnails being like, oh, and they've got rid of the bad bits of it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's going to be good for me as a first time through. Just a positive experience. And then the thing I probably know the least about is the Hallowfall event to fight those rebellious Nerubians. As darkness rolls in. Not 100% sure if it's a once a week type deal or it probably is, knowing how most events have been handled of late, but eager to see. Simply they're keeping to the 8-week patch cadence. But it feels like when you start to hit that lull these days of, I'm starting to kind of, I've done most of what I wanted to do. Like when that feeling starts hitting. Damn it. There's already content in the works. I think because it ends up on the PTR relatively quickly, it keeps that new cycle of investment kind of going on. Let's push folks in. Oh, I'm bleeding a lot. Mitigate some damage, grab the potions, pay attention. You little flying get. I need to take out that nest. I don't like these nests, this is just annoying. Especially when you kill it, it spawns a bloody another one. Don't know why they have to be tanky. There we go. Maybe it doesn't spawn another one if one's out. Right, you. Come here. Tier 11 not making their casting any quicker. Looks a little filters on brand. Just have to dodge the presence. We'll be fine.
I need to get closer.
Oh, when I died, my little elite fellas must have vanished as well. So they reset on death, which isn't ideal. You notice one of the other weeks that it spawned like a mini brand, but it looks like you have to have actually killed something.
Quickly, quickly!
For it to trigger. So I mean, it's not going to be ideal for the underpin. I'm trying to remember when we did the tier 8 version of him. I think it's because we were getting his little flame dudes, but I can't recall off the top of my head if it worked that well. Beautiful. Time to feed the miners some rocks. Another one of these. Oh, I don't like the set of 3. Should have repetted one. Crap. Put that crab down. How many is that? One left. Treasure crab, come here. Try and get you on the tracks. Not close enough, they were respawning beforehand. That did it. Get carted crab. Bonk. Yeah, it makes my life easier. Beautiful.
That's more like it.
Alright, Brand's got that silency potion, which means we have to
A new
get on it.
experience.
Hell of a jump, miner. Hell of a jump.
Start here.
Yeah. Come on, Captain. Come stand on the tracks. Lovely stuff. The environmental hazard I can take advantage of.
It's too far away.
Nice shooting, Bran. Donk.
Here's your dig of the spoils.
I'm out. I need to get
More rock and stone.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
It's too far away.
Won't ye run away?
Fantastic.
Go a couple more. Bonk. No, I moved him just a little bit. I get nervous when it gets close to me. Way up. Get a little bit messy. Silencing potion. There we go. All worked out. Freshly mined. Bless you, Bran. Clear that. Few more on the way. Last underpin bucket, and then we're good to go. I think again, other than making sure we're not getting murdered by a dot, the bosses tend to be alright. It's always the worry of the higher difficulties, will just health and damage be the biggest problem? You know, will the numbers be something I can't quite measure up to? But I think last season, as we were going through, pushing it to tier 11, the mobs were a really good indicator. Like, if I was just getting auto to death by mobs, it was like, right, well, we're not doing the boss then, because the mobs tend to be more dangerous, so I think we'll be alright.
I'm out of range.
Nope. Just got murdered.
Fantastic.
And then we get these two to be smacked by a car and we're fine. Play that first. Potion. Oh, did that stop the minecarts? It did. Well, that sucks. Best part about these, they stun themselves for ages, so that helps. Some mitigation. Get you down. That should give us... Yeah, we already have some of the little bioprints. I don't know if it replaces just the first ones you get, or if it ever replaces them with something it considers stronger, but quite no. The highest leveled, like, the Bran augment at the moment, anyway. Beautiful, that's all of them cleared. Alright, Abenar. Mechanics fine. Again, still think they could make it more difficult by actually having continuous carts going across in varying patterns, but there we are. Get rid of the curse. Stack on one we mitigate through. Could have saved that silencing potion actually. Can about hit both dots, that was well enough. One dot, mitigate. Same again, god damn it. I don't use them often enough to random drop, so I wasn't even close to it, Brad. You know, it's a cool effect when the fire hits all up and around there. It's just, it's not really dangerous. The boss doesn't make you move off this track in any way, other than that one minecart coming through, so you're never in danger of really going into the webs or the fire, so it's like, eh. Let's see if we can use the potion. Didn't it work? You lied to me, potion. Maybe it simply doesn't work on bosses. Okay, the other dart. Oh, and I wanted me a room full of goodies, but then potions. Almost beefed it. And down you go. Beautiful. Lovely yet now, Bran.
I'll give you a hand.
Wish it didn't just say 80 when I clicked on him. I wish it actually just told me his delve level without having to go back to one of the rune stones. That gives us our little gilded stash. And more upgrades. There's our weekly key for release. Nemesis chest.
Nice find.
A comically large magnet for the gathering wood. Reverse engineered goblin death bomb. When any player's health falls below 50% during combat, Bran throws a giant bomb that explodes on impact. It knocks back and slows surrounding enemies by 45% for 5 seconds and heals nearby party members 35 of their max health. They only occur 1.5. Not as often as I'd like.
That's more like it.
Let's see how much they actually helped me get down enemies, and the Cajicola stack may actually help more for getting through. As long as I don't die. I'm going to put the cola one back on for the next one. Get out of Bountiful.
Nice find.
Or we can now have the fully... Is it fully upgraded? No, third. It's every 45 seconds for an 8% damage buff. If it's like every 30 seconds at max rank, we'll see. Maybe that'd be actually usable. How's that ring? Nope, not quite. Gilded stash, just 7 of these. That's not bad. It's like 15 to upgrade a piece of gear, I think. So with 3 runs, that's 21 a week. Not bad, given that's, you know, from mythic stuff. Not bad for the first one, Bran. Not bad. 1 death's okay. To the next one, then. Which will be... Cavern with mushroom people. Here's hoping we get the goblin variant. Goddamn loud, squeaky mushrooms.
In this season,
Light bath
the
here.
unbound adorn their ramileths with...
What's something wrong with the heating today, where for whatever reason, despite someone saying, oh, I've turned off the heating, it stayed on overnight, so this room is just sweltering for no need at the moment. He hasn't been able to figure out how to turn the damn thing off again. Now, I went and had a look this morning, Pa. Now, well, that button says it's off. That button's not glowing, so we should just be fine. But for whatever reason, oh, it's still going. But I'm going to take a little bit of an earlier bio break while we fly our way over. So stretch your legs, refill your beverage. I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Thank you for his patience. Get set back on. Swig of his beverage. Make sure you're all doing the same out there. I hate picking up a cup of tea and it carries the coaster off with it. Let go. There you go. Oh, still warm. Beautiful. Right. To the mushrooms. Begrudgingly to the mushrooms. As much as I like seeing enemies follow through between expansions, these mushroom folks, as well designed as they are, I kind of hope they don't come back. Mainly just because they're so loud. Don't get stuck on a rock. There we go. Right, to the next one. Explodey spores, that's fine. Right, Brand's over his campfire and his pack of cola. Just means making sure we get the curiosities laid about to continue to get extra buffs. It's not smoked, it's not Gouda. Starting up with a boss. Give me those potions, Brand. I just feel like for getting the spiral weave again, there should be some form of... I don't know if bad luck protection's the right word, but... the game should check, oh, if Bountiful Delve was this delve last week, we don't do it again this week. There's enough delves where that shouldn't be a problem. Because again, I'd probably... twice, I don't mind that much, but when it's a spiral weave for the third week in a row, obviously the change of possibility inside a delve, like what the story and encounters will be, helps offset that a bit. But still, almost feels like an oversight. I'm gonna be potions. I don't know about that game. Felt like I was out of range. This time the interrupt. Garbage. Need those potions, Bran. Thank you. Get that egg out so we get our T-Rex friend. Ooh, bonus potion he was hiding. I still think the answer to making these bosses a little bit more interesting is, especially on the higher difficulties, to add a couple extra mechanics like you do for a raid. Yeah, maybe it's just indicative of it's a new system, this past expansion, they're building on it in the future, it's evergreen. That's something they can continuously work on, but it's something I'd certainly like to see in Midnight, is the bosses just ramping up as you get through the delve tiers. Like for 1 to 7 or whatnot, I think this is fine, because you tend to clear through them pretty quickly. The only downside to that being, to unlock the later tiers, you kind of have to go number to number. Like at the start of each season it was clear the Dell on 1, then 2, 3, 4, etc. You know what I mean? That takes a little longer than I'd like. Like, if folks want to go get their heads bashed in on tier 11 straight away, let them do so, but... I know that process could do with speeding up, or at the very least making that curve going through the various delve difficulties matter a bit more. Like, have the differences occur. Grab the peculiar fungi. Now Bran is magnet. And there's a flying elephant. He wants me to grab stuff. What was it? Fuel glyphs. Sure. Fly, elephant. Fly. Let him be silly, which I don't mind. My power is overwhelming. Use my simulacrums to reach the higher parts of the cave. Bring just... How do I... There we go. Let me down. Let me down. Ow. See that there, when random enemies in these tier 11s can get like a big auto on you that does like a gigantic chunk of health. I always assume's a crit, it's just a little frustrating. It's like I can't do much to offset that from an auto attack. But we're alright. Well, again, if you've gone through delves yourself, I don't know what class you're going through and how it feels like. Being a squishier character like a mage or a warlock, is it an effort in frustration, or is the ability to turn Bran to a tank now just make that alright? But I found even with off healing after they nerfed it a bit, it was very difficult to keep Bran alive at all. So if you don't have any off healing, I can't imagine having him be tank spec works out pretty well for DPS at the moment. Stay asleep, beast it. Nope. It's like I'm just gonna wake up. It's that sport Retson. Still the hyena. Make sure we're hitting both. Oh, it was gonna blow up. There you go. Should be out of the range. It's like the implication of this version of the delve where we're hallucinating. We don't actually know what we're killing, in theory. The name, that particularly bad guy. Sure, elephant. Get a delve down the line. Where it turns out we killed innocents. We have to hunt down this elephant and what it might actually be. Some kind of old god or fey creature. Say fey, but you know, Ardenweald in Konzu's realm. Not quite evil, not quite good. So tanky. And I think once we get a few more upgrades over the weeks, it'll offset that. It's just this first set through at tier 11 is going to be a little bit of a chew on.
Fantastic.
Grab that cola. We should grab the other cola and get that. No, overshot. God damn it. Try again. We need it for these drink buffs. Lovely.
Nice find.
Didn't give me one. Why? It's meant to give me a buff every time, right? Oh, no, it's a 40% chance until I level it up more. If it's 40% level we got now, then it'll bump up to 60%, one might assume. Dispense justice. on the elephant's enemies. It all falls into that category of I don't trust this elephant at all.
Out of range.
Ooh, a seam. Didn't get many seams. Gimme that bismuth. Undermine hasn't seen us gathering resources that much. There are mining veins there, but because you're flying around on your cars so often and a few of them are in the sewers, you don't end up grabbing as much as I otherwise would do. Not even an elite. Slowly chunk it down. There's our first undermine one. Get rid of the tiny beggar first. Rad. A little unfortunate. The plan for the evening streams, by the way, is still to push through on Kill Night for a few streams longer. If I end up stuck on that 4th level for another full stream, I may reevaluate. Because I still want to get through the other games that I had planned. I still want to play through one to stop before getting into something bigger. Mainly just as a change of pace more than all else. Have something more chill in the evening. Then, of course, I still want to get to Avowed. I'm really curious about this game that's come out called First Berserker Kazan. Just because, after Paladin, playing a big old Berserker and Barbarian I always find fun. And it is Soulsy in nature, with a bit more action focus from what I understand. And seems to be being received pretty well. Folks writing articles over the fact it had got a better Steam score currently than Elden Ring has, which is quite amusing. That's probably because it's a little less punishing. I heard there was a day one patch that nerfed the first boss of that game, so that probably helps a little bit for getting folks through the door. You know what I mean? But there's still Avowed to get through, which is, you know, it's a big old RPG. That's going to take a bit. And we've got Expedition 33 coming out at the end of the month. So it's going to be, can I get to and finish Avowed before that point to meet it at launch? If we don't, we don't. Kazan might be one of those games that eventually makes its way to Game Pass anyway. Potentially. And obviously Doom the following month. But a much shooty goodness. Oh, didn't get colour again. Obviously there's a big gap at some point during this year that loads of publishers and developers are just staying clear of, and that's Grand Theft Auto 6. Which I'm sure plenty of people are going to be enjoying and streaming and talking about. It's going to be a whole thing that takes over the world for a bit. Never been my cup of tea, so don't expect Grand Theft Auto streams.
I need to get closer.
Oh look, a chest I'd missed. Very nice. I think the moment that game gets a locked-in release date, that becomes publicly known, and other developers can actually be like, right, let's plan our marketing now. Let's actually get out in front and let folks know when our game is coming. It doesn't matter if they're small devs or like big AAA studios either. That sentiment of, oh shit, it's Grand Theft Auto, let's hold the line and wait for a bit. I mean, I think there's still, you know, I don't think it's an insignificant number of folks like me who aren't that interested, but there's enough crossover from GTA being so generally enjoyed that most folks are just going to stay clear anyway. It's hounding the dates and this kind of moment of tension within the industry before anything gets announced there, but unless they Take-Two are waiting for like the Summer Game Fest to actually announce, if not say it, it's coming out tomorrow. I don't think they'd do something like that for Grand Theft Auto. They want those pre-orders coming in. Get me off this tree, Magni. Oh no. Elephant, help me. Aha! Saved. I think news for all kinds of stuff. The moment that happens, it's going to break. We know in a few days we're going to get that Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct. So we're going to get a lot more news on that front. What it actually entails. With some thoughts about one of the controllers being like laid flat and used like a mouse pad. Seems to be the only thing that really is different per se. In a meaningful way.
Oh, Bran's got your back.
Ow. God damn it, thank you, Brad. Emergency healing saved my bacon. Thought I was just out of it. I expect for the Switch 2 to be a decent power jump. I don't know if it's going to be the point a lot of third parties need. You know, I don't expect to see something like Monster Hunter Wilds running on the Switch 2. Necessarily. I mean, maybe Nintendo surprises, but I doubt it. We know they're going to announce it or show off more of that new Mario Kart they teased. Whether they launch with a Mario and a Zelda is another question. When did Tears of the Kingdom come out? It was a while ago now, wasn't it? Like a couple of years? Was it 2022? I can't remember. They had a showcase, a direct recently, which was focused on games coming out on the current Switch. Getting that out of the way ahead of time, as if to say, we aren't forgetting about it. Here's what we're doing for the current one. Don't worry. I was wondering what surprises they might have in store games-wise. Give me an old-school Fire Emblem again. Sick of it being a dating sim. I get it, loads of people love it. They love it, they do. It's helped that series gain a huge amount of popularity and sell copies, but I miss just being a band of mercenaries with a slight little bit of like the supporting dialogue and characters building up their relationships, romantic or otherwise, but there's such a focus on it these days. Maybe I just miss Ike and his merry band of mercenaries, given that was my first Fire Emblem. There was a cancelled game in that series that was more of a prequel, I believe, was the rumour. That never saw the light of day. I've obviously got that new Metroid Prime as well, Metroid Prime 4. Which folks seem excited about. The footage for it, it looked alright. Maybe that's one of those that can be, looks a bit better on the Switch too. I'd love to see F-Zero come back, that'd be a delight. There's another one on the GameCube era, F-Zero GX, and that soundtrack absolutely slapped. It was absolutely marvellous. I'm big on racing games, generally speaking, but F-Zero was just... I know, there was something about it. There was something about it that I really liked. Give me that mushroom. What I found really confusing, though, was they announced, like, virtual game cards, which is just like, oh, your downloadable games are now going to work like they do on most other systems. And you can transfer it between 2 Switches you own. You can rent games to friends for 2 weeks. As long as you can see them locally first and kind of do a transfer that way. And no, for whatever reason, Nintendo, and maybe Japan to a wider extent, you'll struggle with online and the internet in a lot of cases. You know, look at Elden Ring trying to play multiplayer. Look at Monster Hunter Wilds trying to play bloody multiplayer. It took years for the Switch to, or Nintendo there, to be at a point of like, okay, I can just play with my friends in a reasonable manner.
Nice fight.
Is that the last one? No, there's 2 groups left. Where's the other? Oh, they're down there. I see them. I see them. I'm interested in Monster Hunter. We do have, what I will be doing on Friday is I will do another Monster Hunter stream just to play some of that first title update. That brings us new monster, or returning monster, Mizutsune, the big old bubble fox. It's a good fight. It looks like they are taking elements from various versions of her fight over the years and mixing them together, so I think that's going to be pretty good. Whether or not it ramps up the challenge in a way that really feel pressured, but then they also have the story boss Soshiva actually returning with an armor set you can make. Very excited by that. It was a magnificent fight. Really cool boss. We'll have to see the moment it becomes repeatable, how it stands up. If the set will encourage folks, especially the weapons, to do somewhat other than all the arty and stuff that that game went through. Right, I think before I kill that dude, I need to get the Undermine fellas first, because that might trigger the end of it. Get these ads. Get them all booped. Beautiful. A lot of damage. A lot of damage. I'm gonna bubble. I know, Brad. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to take it on the chin for a moment. Well, I'll whittle them down. Okay, we're good to go. Lovely stuff. Oh, well done, Brad. Potions, mind the charge, all good to go.
They'll never be using that move.
Ooh, ow, ow. What'd you do it, you swine? The Nintendo Direct itself, by the way, I won't be doing a stream of, mainly because a lot of Nintendo stuff gets copyright struck, and just the process of removing the music and whatnot ends up taking so long. I also don't really have the capture set up to stream any Nintendo stuff, so it'll just be something I watch in my own time. I'll certainly talk about it on streams thereafter, but we won't be doing that one. I expect the next watch along we do will be when Summer Games Fest happens in June? Start of July? Around there. Right, that's all our nemesis. Again, the main 2 blocks this year being Grand Theft Auto and the Switch 2. It's all just going to depend on when GTA 6 gets announced. Which they can't leave it too long. Again, they want those pre-orders. They know they're going to get a good load. And there's probably going to be 5 versions of the game over £100 or dollars, just being like, yeah, get the premium one. Play 10 days early. Some in-game goodies. And given the popularity of GTA 5, especially over the years, like the role-playing servers that folks have made up for themselves, even for someone like me who's really not a fan of those games, that role-playing stuff between folks absolutely fascinates me. Such an interesting, like, little microcosm of the industry where folks make their servers and get on and enjoy, like, to the point where folks get like sponsorship deals for them, and they're hugely popular. The problem with GTA 6 is you're going to ask all those folks to come over to ours in what will likely be a very underbaked online to start with. Like, it took GTA 5 a long time to get where it is. And then Red Dead Redemption 2, they just didn't care about that online at all. Where it had the opportunity to become GTA 5's online and have some really interesting mechanics there, but they just, you know, it's like they couldn't be asked putting the money in, which is crazy because they'd have made money, you know?
Got just the thing to blast through this.
Oh, nice. I got the Immortal Spelunker achievement. Sure. Ooh, a bounty map for the next one. Very nice. Ring upgrade? Nope. Gilded stash, 7 more of those, and the Nemesis box.
That's more like it.
What do we get? Bag of money. Obviously our map, we can trigger for the next one. %10 buff every 30 seconds, still not quite there. This is the mech one, which I didn't like. And just a buff for Bram, which can be destroyed. I don't like that one. That's more to manage than I want to for Bran, just to be a little better. Solid overall, though. Let's get ourselves out. Head to the next one. We got 2 more left. To the spiral weave. A swig of his beverage as we start flying over. You sure you're all doing the same? Keep yourselves hydrated. Ooh.
Nerubians are still tunneling under the wall.
Rubber consoles. There's a lot of rumor, not even rumors, like almost confirmed that Microsoft are making a handheld next. And they're working with some of the folks who have made like the, I think it was the Nvidia Shield and the ROG Ally and some of the non-Steam Deck ones. It seems like a no-brainer that they'll, whether they do well with that handheld or not, whatever console they make next, they want to integrate Steam into their ecosystem a bit more. Like, it already tells people what games you're playing. I had Gersman talking about it on last week's show, and I completely agree. It just feels when you're trying to open up your ecosystem like that, as Xbox are doing, you want to get Valve on side. How they actually manage between different storefronts is another matter, but at the very least, having your purchases in there probably be a big win for Microsoft. It's not like Steam has to do anything, but okay, looking Drac for you. It's the Goblin one. Still got 10 minutes of food. Let's get it. Me Gouda and me 6-pack. Okay, it's the mech one, which is we just use ballistas to shoot the mechs, which is all right. Not all of them had a ballista lined up, but
Where were you assigned?
wait, because we had to pick up the web, deposit it in the ballista, and then fire. Yeah, it just takes away, what was it? Reduces their max health by 70%. They were still killable on the higher percentage of health, but especially on tier 11 now, it's just going to be a little more troublesome.
I'm out of range.
There's a permanent debuff, I believe, so I don't have to worry about rushing at them. Get some damage just in case. Yep, because they come in pretty hot and heavy. Ooh, a potion. Thank you, Bran. Luckily, they're not just hitting me with autos, which gives me a moment to kind of get in. Especially because they're staggered. That helps a lot. We'll see if we get that lucky for more packs as we get through. Ah, joys of modern ret. Find the punches. Ow. Never mind, that uppercut followed me. The flurry I can dodge. Come here, other one. T-Rex crowd control always very helpful. There's still a lot of games in my backlog as well. Not just the ones that have been there in the past and stuff I haven't got to yet. There's a lot of early access stuff that nowadays for streaming I'm just waiting to become full release. I've got the Bazaar I want to try, which is very big popular new card game I'm eager to give a go to. I've barely looked up anything about it because one of the most enjoyable aspects of card games for me is discovering the cards for the first time and those interactions. And you lose, like, there's a lot of fun, for example, with, say, Legend of Runeterra or Hearthstone, when new cards come out. Like, Hearthstone's just had another expansion. And the review season and reveal season of going through all the new cards, it's fun, it builds up hype, it's interesting, but you lose something. That opening up a pack and going, ooh, what do I get? What am I looking for? Ooh. Because you already kind of have those expectations built in at that point. Like, I get it, it drums up hype, it lets you sell more of the damn things. That's why I'm trying to hold off so much on the Bazaar, so I can discover all that myself. And then you got stuff like Path of Exile 2, which is obviously gigantic, and they're still getting a load of patches. Don't know quite how long they're going to be in early access, but they said about a year-ish. Eager to give that a go. I'm hoping the amount of feedback it's gotten leads to the 1.0 launch of it being very ironed out. Respecking ain't no longer a bloody problem. In a similar vein, No Rest for the Wicked, which is another ARPG, but a little more soulsy by comparison to others. Beautiful looking game, big focus on story. Really, really enjoyed what bit I played in the first early access release. And that's had a few other updates. And the studio making it, they made like Ori and the Blind Forest, some folks might know. Beautiful little platforming Metroidvania. I played the first one and got most of the way through the second, I believe. There was a puzzle that I got stuck on, and then I just never ended up going back to it. But excellent game. And they've just got the composer back in for No Rest for the Wicked to do more, as he did on Ori, which is pretty good. I say they're independent now, especially when the company behind them just... Messy business, the industry these days, messy business. But it means they now have a lot more agency and can deliver on content they want to the way they want to. So very exciting for the Moon Studio there, I believe. Oop. This artifact, jump over and kill the ones on the other side. Also, we played on the channel the Mark of the Ninja Remastered, and that studio is making a game that's in early access right now called Rotwood. Like some anthropomorphic animals in like a 2D roguelite where you're going through different encounters and regions and building yourself up in a little village of people you rescue. Played the demo for that a while back. Very much enjoyed it. Oh, I dropped my web. Or at least it put it there and despawn it across the room. Forgot about that. But lots of little stuff to get to over time. Let alone the big stuff. Obviously, as Monster Hunter keeps pushing out more and more updates over time, I'll be checking in as we go. I'm only going to do the one stream of it initially. I haven't managed to play much in my downtime as I would have liked, but I also took the opportunity to go back and try Rise again because I never finished the base game. I got through like the low rank story and stuff and was just making my way through the Gathering Hall story. But there's so many monsters in that one, even as the base game. And I think seeing the amount that they added post-launch, even for said base game, is really encouraging for what they're going to do for Wilds. Win at World is the same. But it's only going to get bigger and better as time goes on. And it's just wonderful to see the Monster Hunter series getting this kind of big mainstream attention that I feel like it's deserved for a long time. Obviously, they had to smooth out a lot of edges to get to that point in the West and actually have it on consoles and PC rather than a handheld, but it's wonderful to be at this part of it. Whether or not they can keep it going forever is another matter entirely. I don't think any of the games over the years have been outright failures. They've all been good in their own way. You had different traits. Like, try having the underwater combat was probably the most controversial. I remember it being fiddly. I remember it being annoying, but it wasn't the end of the world. Like, it was still a solid Monster Hunter game. Come on, T-Rex, bring him down. Lovely stuff. Grab this up of curiosity. How many colours are we looking at? Just the 2 right now, bonus. Alright. That kind of sucks. You got 2 mechs and the underdude right there. Where's the Fred? Is it in the other room? Yes, there is one in the other room, but... He's in a flying mech. Will I be able to repel and stun any of them? Fighting all 3 at once is going to be a bit of a nightmare. Just a wee bit. Some stuff down there we need as well. Alright. I have to use that web bomb for the ones over there. Means I can't use it for the 2 in here. And they've got another group of fellas just under its legs. I think we're going to start having problems in these next couple of bits. Don't like the looks of it. Yeah, tanky bastard, down you get. Fun. Desperately need to upgrade my shoulders. I'm hoping the Great Vault or one of these runs gives me the more mythic version. Oh, come here. Yes, catch him by himself. A little tanky, but that's fine. Rather take my time, get him alone, bit by bit. Food buffer's run out. We'll re-up it in a moment. Don't have that many hearty potatoes. Potions, have a swig of his beverage while we're battering away. Once again, the curve for getting into tier 11s this time around has seemed a lot smoother. Both we're gearing up a little bit faster than last season, and tier 11s themselves not being as balanced towards mythic raid gear as they were. I don't feel as stressed doing them. It's still time consuming, but I don't feel as stressed in ways that I couldn't really deal with last time. We got through a couple of tier 11s, but also there was no reason to do so. There were no rewards at the ends that made them worth doing. Whereas now, with getting those gilded crests each week, so we can actually upgrade our gear to like the highest levels, that helps quite a bit. Can I pull you without pulling the others? Yes. Beautiful. And the presents. Don't take a selfie. Make sure we're pulling him back bit by bit. Do it. Oh no, I mean, ooh, ow, 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 ow. Did not thread the needle. Very lucky I was not close enough to be auto-attacked, and he just went on to the next move rather than booping me on the snoot. There. Good. And down you go. How many is that? It's 2 out of 4. %70 less health. I think we can take 2 of these at once. Especially when they're trying to jump up and do their drilling, quaking and all that jazz. As long as I keep topped off. feel like for this goblin variant of this delve, they probably should have gotten away from the sad spider music. Bring that saxophone back in. I think it would have worked a little better. But fighting goblin mechs in the lake. Regular meat and potatoes, I think we're okay. There you go. Just a bit more strength. Alright, 3 artifacts remain. 2 mechs and 2 of the underpin groups. Right, there's no getting around this one, not while we're fighting that, so let's pull those over here first. Listen, tiny bomb. Knew it was just going to explode anyway. Okay, these ones are at 100% health, so don't want to do 2 at once. There's no more, seemingly no more webbing to catch them with. From the overtime. I think the moment we get our tier set bonus as well, that'll make a big difference. It seems like when because we currently we build up this winning streak, that has a chance of falling off, so our main damage dealers just do more damage. But at the full 4 set bonus, from what I remember, is when it does fall off, then you can just spend your main abilities without a cooldown, without needing the resources, so it'll just be a big burst of healing and DPS for me. It's going to be very tasty. Ow. Away with you. I need 1 more, which will be you. And maybe more that we have to fight, because maybe I didn't need to go back round that other corridor, maybe it was fine. Do not pull that mob pack. Can I just grab this hyena? Come here, little hyenas. Get some damage for the bombs. Okay, bomb, please. I should have let him through and then got the next one instead, because I could actually use a web on the next one, but it's fine. Not the end of the world. And whoop and wake. Just keep spamming that drill quake, that's fine by me. It's the least dangerous thing you can do. Auto attacks are more dangerous than nearly anything else. In terms of consistent damage repeatedly. Come on, drop, you bastard, drop. Beautiful. Okay, we need 2 more packages. 1 package there, 1 there. Still 2 groups of boys. Need to be careful about pulling any more in the room. From the mad hobgoblin. I can't remember if they ever went into lore about how hobgoblins came into be. I can't remember which expansion they got introduced with. And differentiating them from ogres. Also, why? Did they want something that was like the gap between goblin and ogre? For a gameplay conceit, or lore-wise, was it a... I don't know, what was the inception point? I'm just curious about. I'm sure there's a wiki article I could read that give me those answers. If you know them, yeah, well, welcome to let me know. Can't imagine anyone's got them that high on a playable race, though. Nor it could be something where, you know, it couldn't just be like an option for goblins. You know what I mean? Like, it's a wholly different model. Move this web over here to make it small. Maybe we sneak past him, maybe we don't, but this helps either way. Goodbye, doggo. Ah! Didn't use Brand's emergency supply, so that's alright. Beautiful. Right, see if we can just avoid him. Killed enough of them now. The web and run. Come on, Bran. We might need this up here. Bastard. Find the barrage. Where'd that punchy beggar come from? Need your potions, Bran. Bran, thank you. Sometimes. Listen, you lot. These ones go down fairly quickly by comparison, so it's alright. And the flurry. Look at him go. Ha, 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 ha. So happy to be punching. What level are you now, Bran? 56. I don't remember if the cap got raised to 70 or if it was still 60 and he's more stuff, but either way. Will this hit one or both? That one. Right. Stealth mission, Bran. Stealth mission. Oh, we cut across as well. Come on, Bran. Nice. Wait, I'm missing a mob still. Shit. Where? Where did I miss one of them? Well, now we've got to go back through and find the bastards. Did I miss a room? They spawn after the fact. All right, there's another mech in here. Let's not pull anything by mistake. It's just that mech and the other two further ahead. Just got to do a little bit of backtracking. Unfortunately. But I'm not going to miss out on my bonus rewards just because I'm a bit blind sometimes. Not in here. Not down there. Well, they're all dead on that side. They're all dead on this side. There's not much places it could be. Don't tell me it's just bugged out and one hasn't spawned, because that would suck. That would suck a lot. Well, there's the bloody door. Your regular doggos. It looks like it just hasn't spawned the fourth one. Well, at least we checked. At least we know. Unless they're like in a really obscure spot. Which doesn't seem... But they're not going to be on top of the reward chamber, because you want to put them before the boss, otherwise, you know, it doesn't work. Oh, I forgot. I almost forgot. I need to do my Delver's map. I like that you can do that within a delve and it will just pop the bonus chest in and you're all good. You never had to kill an enemy to make them spawn, so that can't be it. I guess just unlucky us this time. Get wrecked. Had to open a big mouth. Come here, you. Get out of my goddamn way. Yeah, unless there's some kind of secret door somewhere, which I don't believe we've ever seen. No dice, just unlucky. Oh, we have to wait for that patrol to go past. It's alright, Bram, we can give him a moment. Have a swig of his beverage. I like that after we did the underpin, even though it was just the once on tier 8, Bran now just has his hat. It's kind of a shame he's not hat swapping all the time, it was fun. I suppose once you've got your favourite old hat back, you tend to keep it. Never letting go of this again, champion. Don't tell anyone, but there's actually a secret treasure map knitted on the inside if you lift it upside down. And the final gold group of enemies is not, in fact, hiding in the boss room. So, just screw me, I guess. Let's go. Only thing remarkable about this fella is one of the moves he has. Memory serves. Put Scoop on the floor. That stays not the entire fight, but for more of it than Scoop prior. I think Bran would keep standing in it. Oh, sweet irony. Try and keep it spread throughout the room. Little corner at a time. I dodge that. Nope. Here's Brant. Give me those potions. He's juicing. Absorb, more damage done. Not as bad as the old god one. that one you just had to completely run away because it would almost one-shot you. Imagine on tier 11 it probably would one-shot you. Close enough. Keep it moving. See, it's already disappearing, so there's no worry of the arena getting so clogged. It's almost like a soft timer. Have them stay. Why not? Maybe after more than 5 spawn, they start doing some extra. They start shooting goop at me. Just a little bit more. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be every tier of the delve. Do it like you do raids. Do it like you do dungeons. How difficult it is. Add a few extra bells and whistles to things. Want it? Putting my potions in there is pretty mean, Bran. That's just healing I miss now, unless I've run over and run back again. I think it doesn't do enough damage where it would. Let's do a shield to mitigate the damage, run on, grab my potions, run off. Yep, we're fine. To be fair, goop on the floor insta-killing you would be kind of bullshit. You know, maybe like Defile, if you don't spread them out enough, maybe they force each other to grow. And then your whole arena becomes smothered. But given the size of the arena as well, it's like more considerations need to be made to bump up the difficulty of these. I think the biggest show will be when we get to midnight, right? How far have they pushed these bosses' mechanics? Are they treating them like they do raid and dungeon bosses? Or are we just kind of sticking with the same status quo here of the most difficult thing about most of these has just been the damage numbers when you bump up the tiers. There've been a couple where you have to really start avoiding stuff and paying attention, like the Nightfall Sanctum one, which I really enjoy from Alifall. There's enough moves back to back there that it's a little bit like, let's pay attention, but it's not, you know, I'm not losing my mind. Lay on Hands Bran, because why not? Or maybe he had bits of armor, so I have to keep him studying these. I've seen mechanics like that before. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Again, new evergreen feature, giving him the benefit of the doubt. I think come midnight I will be a lot more critical. There you go, Bran. Well done. GG. Good ding. Damn Nemesis Strongbox. Absolutely robbed. Just didn't he spawn? Add a bits and bobs. Ooh, transmog hat. It's a wax hat, but you know, it's transmog. Very silly. Very silly indeed. I never tend to wear the sillies on my main, but you know, we've got it. Upgrade for Bran.
That's more like it.
That 30 seconds of combat one again. The fact it can only occur once per combat, especially when they can get so long, I'm like, nah.
Fantastic.
Probably alright in the tier 11s, but for the underpin boss, I don't think that's going to be it. Bountiful, and the hidden trove as well. Oh, necklace. Nope, got better. That's all 3 of the week. We still have one more Bountiful delve to do, but that's an upgrade, probably for his weapon. Ooh. Hero ring. Finally got an upgrade. There's a socket on it too. What's it? Pardon me. Enchant it again, but that's fine. Still not got one to push past Cersei's yet. Probably have to get a hero one and upgrade it to full, then maybe. But an upgrade is nice. Fully leveled up mech robots. Or mech dinosaur, rather. Eh. Ooh, I got an upgrade for the cola one we actively use, though.
Nice find.
Goes from 40 to 45% chance. That kind of sucks. Kind of want it to be more. Maybe that's why we stop using that one eventually. I would hope for more. Alright, we have one more tier 11 to go. And that will be, I believe, Side Street Sluice. What are you doing? Teleport back to Dornagon. We take that quick shortcut over to Undermine. I'll nip for another quick bio break, and then we will get into it and clear ourselves out for the morning. So we'll grab a gem and an enchant for our new ring first. Pop by Elise while we're here. I got a thing for you. Please gain your halfstone lines. A few weeks, that's pretty solid. That's going to be more than easy to finish up by the time we get to the end of Season 2, especially with another 0.5 patch on the way. I like that it's a campsite as well. I guess this is a campsite you'll never be able to reacquire after the fact. Best make sure we pick it up from Reno then before the season ends. Right, so what do I want?
Is to serve you.
It was Mastery we were happy with. Radiant Mastery was more expensive, but it's a hero one now, so that's fine. And then we want a gem. Strength ideally. Well, that's just confusing, auction house. I think I just hit gem as a whole rather than... God damn it. There we go. Primary stat's probably the best. I mean, stamina helps, but why would I ever not do primary stat? Oh, now we're getting some bigger ones. It's these gem ones that require you to have multiple Algari gems, whatever they are. I don't know if that's Jewel Crafter specific, or you're just making a load of sockets or doing fancy stuff with it. Oh, that's a very interesting PvP one. Are they new this season, or did I just never see these before? Getting snared increases the damage of your next attack by an amount per stack. Damage reduction when affected by crowd control. That seems really good. I thought the only PvP gems were the ones you oh no, because you made sockets from the PvP stuff. Opponent's failed interrupt grants precognition. Fascinating. I think for our purposes here we just need the primary stat one, but that's really cool. Seems like you just want the crowd, like the damage reduction on crowd control though. Like that seems like an absolute no-brainer. Let's get those in. Beautiful. Little nip by Garib and Tarib. Poor bastard. I'm not doing it, Tarib. I'm not giving you any of my goddamn null stones, you robbing bastard. See, this is why I'm only so sympathetic about your place of business getting exploded by a drill. That's on you, fellas. That's karma, is that. Let's get ourselves over to the sluice. Get that saxophone going. I stuck on game. The wrench in the road, pinning my car to the floor. Here we go. It's the gold elemental one. And I've got my free Gilded of the Week, so what is the... Wait, tier 10 does the same in terms of gear? Does. So does tier 9. So you don't really need to do a tier 11 again once you've got your 3 out of 3 each week, but we've done the others on tier 11 and we might as well suffer a little more. Alright, I'm just going to take a quick bio break before we get into this last one. So stretch your legs, refill your beverage. I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. See you soon. And we're back. Thank you for his patience. Get me headset back on. Alrighty then. Last one. Where are you with me stuff? Thank you. Some Gouda and a soda.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
You keep saying that on this entrance, Bran, and I don't know where you're talking about. I don't see a treasure chest anywhere near this top bit. Sometimes, Bran, I think you're full of shit. Or maybe the smell of treasure has just infected your brain. What on earth was that noise? I don't know if that was an in-game bird or something out the window behind me. Do get very loud birds around here though, which is an aspect of more country living that I don't know, it used to be something I liked, but nowadays it's just like 4 AM shut up pigeons just on top of the roof above my head, just out the window. I'm like, please, I'm still trying to get some sleep, you bastards. Constantly throughout the day as well. Beautiful. Go away, bomb. There's our first gold. Oh no, I've got to be careful on this one because the gold piles for the 4 bonus dudes we need to kill are exactly the same as the gold piles we need to get for the others. Other than the fact these ones are stabbable, not spinnable for some reason. I missed one of the gold packs in here last time because honestly, I didn't want to backtrack through it because there's so many little bits up and down all over the shop in this one. It's more annoying, so I'm just going to have to be very cognizant of checking the different vertical areas. One here though, it's a good start. You go off and hit Bran, sure. Ow. Then again with the autos randomly putting me near death's door. Very specific attack saying kick to the shins. That shit hurts, you scumbag. There you go. Shall we grab these little bags for that small chance of bonus buffs? Ooh, 3 ingots. Very nice. Okay, there's another breakable one up there. There's a dude up that way, but we'd have to go round. Gonna mitigate the bomb damage. Yeah, we good. Little bag under the stairs, very nice. Another big telling thing for Midnight's delves are going to be how the companion functions. Obviously we've got stuff like Bran throwing those potions down for me to pick up. Are they just going to do the same but reskin them, or is our next delve companion going to have completely different ways of dealing with things? that are going to require different interactions, and how balanced is that going to be by comparison to Bran? Will whatever healing they do hit the same level of healing, let's say, for when I pick up all 3 potions? Is it going to be they'll start a cast and I need to go stand in something? Lots of ways they could go about it. Egg, please. Starting combat. I just want to pick up my little treasure. Again, with Midnight Swiftly, I would have said Illyria would be our Delve companion, but given how much we've seen her in The War Within, whether or not she's definitely going to be in that story. You know, she's an elf. Just about every elf we know is going to be in that story. More than likely. Maybe we get her and Turalian's son. Maybe that's where Arator can shine a little bit more. And what I'd like to see from that Delve companion compared to Bran here is it focusing in on the main story a bit more. Obviously we had the stuff with Zekfir, but it wasn't really compelling in any way. It was just like, okay, here's the big bad. We need to get him because we need to get him. Wrong. It was kind of fun that the Underpin fellow stole Bran's hat, so it became personal for Bran. But it didn't really create a bonus avenue of storytelling. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'd hoped to see out of Delves.
Look around. There's treasure here.
That drill sergeant's just going down there. I don't think there'll be another one down there, but bear it in mind. I think the more that I consider it, Arator seems like it'd be the character to go with. Again, depending on how much he's actually in the main story of that. Whether they want to keep the Delve stuff separate. I want it to have a little bit more of a tie-in. Pardon me, did not hit the button in time. Gold background there. Mind that well-connected friend. But there's enough characters in that avenue where you could see Chandris, maybe? I think you might get some Horde players starting to be like, well, you had Bran all last expansion, so where's a Horde representative? And maybe down the line when they get into potential expansions having a separate Horde and Alliance story, maybe you have different Delve companions there. We could always do, if we're doing elf stuff, Lady Liadrin's always a choice. You know, Blood Elf Paladin. Not sure any other... You wouldn't... I mean, it'd be pretty cool if we had, like, Loframar, leader of Blood Elves, coming in with us. That'd be interesting, but I can't imagine they'd throw us in with a faction leader. Just to go clear some caves every week. That's the other thing about Delves, is they're not the most impactful to the story either in terms of really important things that need doing. It's helping out more than anything else. So then you've got to justify, right, why is this character coming with you? And for Bran, that's easy. He loves treasure. He loves spelunking around. So anyone who's not Bran, you've got to be like, right, why are they coming with you? What incentive do they have to be clearing this content with the player week after week? That's why it's also a struggle to make it fit for a story. Unless you could say, oh, this enemy faction keeps rising and needs gutting down every time. That kind of thing can work. You know, at the end of the day, it's a conceit for gameplay to do the Delves and have them be repeatable, but no, I'd like a little bit. I think what's more interesting is Last Titan, because they've got so many options with potential factions at play there.
That's
I think more likely than not, it's probably going to be a Death Knight. Maybe not Darian Mograine. Maybe you get Colgrim and Pharasian to come along. But then, how are they going to heal you? As you could say, oh, they just use Blood Death Knight runes to heal the player instead. Again, it can be a gameplay, because in theory, everyone can chuck a healing potion. You know what I mean? Push comes to shove, anyone can chuck a healing potion. Saves you from dying in D&D, it'll do. You'd hope it'd be a little more than that. Maybe you could have a Nerubian come with us. You know, we'll be assumably reconnecting with whatever Nerubians are left over there. and getting some of the friends we've made in the War Within to come over seems like a no-brainer. They want to continue that story and integrating the Nerubians into the world proper. I think they'll very much want to step away from the urban, but given all the Titan stuff in Last Titan, I think we're very much going to have Dagran coming with us throughout the... maybe not midnight, but I reckon we'd see him again. Probably not Moira, unless something goes on at Ironforge and the Council of Hammers. Now Magni's back, but I don't feel like Magni could just walk in and be like, right, I'm no longer a diamond. Make me leader of the Bronzebeards again, Muradin. Muradin's like, no, absolutely not. Been really busy while you've been away. Champion. You know what I mean? There's always those Frostborn dwarves, but again, after you've had Bran for War Within, they probably don't want to do another dwarf delve companion to keep things being changed up. You know, as much as I like the idea of where Midnight's going, holding the line against the Void, Last Titan just has so many interesting questions around it. Yeah, here's a wild pick. You get Iridacrom to be our delve companion. Turns out he was right. Titan's bad. We need punch them. So he just comes with us into delves. Punch Titan creations. That I'd like to see. That'd be pretty funny. Although again, going into delves with anyone on that level of power kind of makes you go, why are you bothering? Can't you just clear this for me? You know what I mean? Like, why would you have someone get in? I think that's a problem with the power creep of just NPCs in WoW. But it's always been very hit and miss. Like, you see someone on the level of, like, Tyrion Fordring, and then gets taken out by a big demon laser. And you think, yeah, I see story-wise why this works. Just gameplay-wise, it's like, that was the moment to bubble, Tyrion. That was the moment to become immune to all damage. Like, what are we doing? Is that missing now? Hard to say whether they'd bring Order Hall style stuff back again. Because it did feel really good to have all those individual factions kind of mean something. Because they're constant forces in WoW. They, you know, they just exist in the world, and you so rarely see them get involved through gameplay and through individual expansions. That Legion focusing on that was just really cool. And there's enough of that that I never saw that makes Remix really interesting to go back and just do those stories. I think the biggest downside there was a lot of the artifact stuff and bonus missions had crossover where, like, there was Karazhan's Dark Riders, right? I remember that one. That was a retrieval mission for a good number of classes, so it wasn't all unique, and don't get me, it's a lot of content. Especially now with more classes than ever. Reminds me what on earth are Evoker's going to do for Legion Remix. Just hang out, I suppose. Or they give them some, that'd be pretty cool. It'd mean making new content, but if they're going to go to that extent for them, I think that'd be wonderful to see. Extra bit of work. Again, it's just, when you're making these successful side modes, why did people need to get fired? You know what I mean? And keep those side teams growing, not ham-fisting your potential future design. Can't have Plunderstorm and Remix work once pretty well, downsize the team and think we'll just do a little bit and not much work. We can only hope. as long as I'm not forced into making one of each class for Legion Remix, it's because again what I spent doing on Pandaria. I've got every race now. I've got all the heritage armor, so my incentive to level multiple characters kind of doesn't exist. I want to go there for all that delicious transmog and just get silly amounts of overpowered. Maybe you bring back the mage tower. Again, it's hard to think of a way to make a challenge mode stay really challenging when you can become so broken. I'm sure there's ways and means. Gold shamans, but how many more? One more group. Are they up here? No. Aha, they're over there. Punchy Fug, let's get you out of the way first. Oh, they woke up anyway. In the lanes. Goodbye, Puncher.
You won't hit us with that one.
One more. We'll go find those shaman. Beautiful. Oh, there's a rare there as well. Hit you first. Shouldn't be too bad. Oh, zapping, thank you very much. Oh, doggo. Don't stand in the way of... There's the door. Now, at some point you can't have those like on-floor ones be ridiculously fast. You've got to give them time to react, but it's not like we're playing a bloody fighting game, you know. It can be faster. Like, even if you double that speed, I think that's alright. That's why, again, I want to see some statistics. Maybe they're worried about sharing statistics for what that would say for the game as a whole, but I want to know how many folks are actually engaging with Delves. Like, compare it to Mythic Plus, like, say from Tier 8 onwards, right? Or Tier 9 upwards, right? That's where the gear changes, isn't it? How many players are actively doing Delves, gearing through them, pushing it to Tier 11? So we can get some inclination as to not only how it's done as a mode, but what understandings Blizzard gained from it. Like, you know the big article they did on the player housing stuff? Where they really were getting into the nitty-gritty. I want more of that for more facets of the game. Oh, you just appeared. And we need it for PvP stuff. We need to know how well is Blitz been doing. Clearly, it's not a great way to get your rating up. You're focusing on one character maybe, but if you want to gear up and get the elite PvP sets from more than one character, it's really, really inefficient to the point where even for us last time getting free elite sets in the last season, the first 1.5 was really trying to push Blitz because I enjoy playing Battlegrounds and I enjoy the fact I can now do so solo for ranked. But it just wasn't worth the time, and it was also then really frustrating on some maps. It's because of how crazy monks seem to be. I'll just get from one side of the map to the other in 0.5 seconds, you know what I mean? I'm exaggerating a little bit, but... I don't see any incentive to get new players in through that, so let us know. How many people tried Blitz at the start? How many stuck with it? And what lessons are you learning going forward to promote and work on PvP stuff? Inform us, let us know. I think there's always the risk of, I don't know, player backlash or folks getting angry and yelling, but I think more communication is always better. Obviously, community managers and developers then end up being on the hook for getting screamed at by idiots online. You know, you don't want to communicate with your players if a small but very loud and vocal amount of them start sending direct messages and death threats to people and harassing them 24/7. You're never going to want to communicate again. You know, we've seen that a lot over the years. A lot of companies opening up, trying to get the devs to communicate. Larger publishers throwing devs under the bus. Like, you know, the thing that happened with League of Legends and their whole Hextech chest thing, where they essentially took away a big avenue of free-to-play rewards. People were pissed, right? And while a lot of the criticism's valid and done in good faith, or just making memes and being silly buggers about it, there will have been an element just harassing developers, because there always is, and it really sucks. And then when they went out and had the video being like, we're sorry, we're going to roll back this change, we've listened to your feedback. It's always, you know, the two developers on there are just the ones being thrown under the bus. It's like, here, go read this in front of the players, deal with it. It's never going to be the fucking CEO, is it?
Nothing old Bran can't get through.
I know, but then you see when it works really well, like, Warframe's had its development, what are they called? Not commentaries, but they'd sit on a sofa and natter on with everyone for a while. Those have always been really good. When I was big into For Honor, their dev updates every week were really helpful. And while they don't do them every week now, they still do them on occasion. And every now and then I check in. I think that, especially for a live service game, you need that level of communication with your players. It really helps. Just allay fears, let players know where the devs are going, where they're coming from, why they're making certain decisions. But then if players, you know, don't agree with those decisions, a dialogue can be started about it. I think having a public test realm helps with that a great deal as well. And Space Marine 2 is getting itself a PTR shortly. Because they've had some big swings and hits and misses of how different content has kind of come out for that game. Obviously, WoW's had its PTR for a long time, and that has really helped them inform changes to various patches going forward. I know I've done it a long time, but it feels like it became a lot more impactful as we were getting into Dragonflight. Alright, let me just sell me bits and bobs, get some stuff in the war bank, we'll call it for the morning. You two again, take my garbage.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
What else can I get rid of? Any of this not soulbound? Knit is get away. Beautiful. Get stuff into the bank.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
Lovely stuff. I'll have to go and pick up some chef supplies at some point. I'm running out of twinned herbs. Not else to go in for now.
It's too far away.
Got 890 valor. Let's see if we can use some of these new gilded crests rather, to upgrade some of our hero stuff. I should be able to upgrade my sword a little bit. Weapon's probably going to be the most important. Oh, I got 34 of them in total. Nice. That maxes out the sword. Awesome. What other piece is hero level? Helmet, bracers, legs, necklace, a ring, a trinket. Got a lot of stuff getting to that point. The helm's the next one along. Beautiful. Any of the others we can do a little bit. We can get that champion one finished off. We can maybe do one more. Lacking valor for that one. Same there. The trinket we do one of. Hang on. Other stuff with more stats and it's probably better than the trinket. We'll do the greaves first. Yeah. There's a lot more stuff going up.
If needed,
And
I
that
will
puts me
answer.
to 652. Beautiful. Maybe once we get our vault on Wednesday, get a gear upgrade there, change another piece into tier set. If we get 2 tier set pieces, I think we're on good track to try the question mark difficulty of the final delve boss, but we'll see. With that though, for now, I will say thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed yourselves, don't forget to hit that like button. Help push the video through the algorithm so more folks can come hang out, play some games with us. Subscribe for more content here on the channel. On the weekdays we're at 9 AM GMT with World of Warcraft, and between 4 and 6 in the evening we start up with other games. Currently, of course, still battering against the brick wall that is Kill Knight. We'll see how many more I've got left in me. And you can find playlists to all the other games we've already covered right here on the channel to binge to your heart's content. Just flick past that video tab on YouTube to the live, and all the VODs are saved in there. Or in the playlist section, they're all grouped together very nicely. So until next time, folks, much love, take care, and bye-bye.
How does a Tauren hide in a cherry tree? He paints his hooves red,